Hi there, Tech here. This week I wanted to take you through an example of how a small business owner was able to set up his business to grow his way year by year by following his own strategies. Now I say grow his business his way because he was able to establish what his ultimate outcome should be for his business, and that allowed him to set an unwavering strategic direction for growth. I'll show you in this example how he was able to do that, and then year after year how he was able to follow that strategic direction so that he could get to his ultimate outcome faster without going off track. Now in this example, let's call the owner Jim. He's an experienced builder working for a big construction company doing office fit-outs. He thought that his employers should have design and construct capabilities so that they could offer their clients a one-stop shop, but they weren't really interested. They were comfortable in the traditional construction industry working for architects. But working directly with clients, he heard their frustrations about duplicating meetings between architects and the builders and how they wished for a simple drafting service. Jim's idea was to start a design and construct company that employed a few talented designers who could draft construction plans and provide a flair for interior design. Jim would use a few smaller and more flexible builders to actually do the construction work. Using his contacts with fit-out carpenters, he would also offer the supply of office furnishing, either specially built or off-the-shelf retail. He would supervise the work as well as act as the salesman because he had good contacts with building owners and leasing companies who could put him in touch with people who wanted their offices done up. In his dream business, they would target the high-end clients in his city's business CBD district, as well as large listed companies all over his city location. Preparing his business plan, he first formalized his idea into a vision. He wrote his vision as, "We are a small and flexible premier value office interior design company that offers all the services from designing to construction and furnishing. We work for premier clients that reflect our value. We give them efficiency and a practical interpretation of their needs throughout the whole project." He decided that the critical success factors for his business to get to his vision were a reliable and talented design team, a network of flexible and reactive builders, a network of carpenters and office furniture suppliers, an efficient and timely project management system, and his networking skills. Jim then looked at his current position. First, he decided to look at where his current capabilities were regarding his critical success factors. He knew a good designer, but he felt he needed another, or at least build up to a bigger team so that he was able to grow and didn't rely on only one person. His network of builders was suitable for his plans of growth. And while he knew a lot of carpenters, they were often too busy and he didn't have a big list of office furniture suppliers. His previous employers had a good project management system, but this was really very expensive. His networking would stand him in good stead for marketing, but if he wanted to expand, he needed someone else who knew the players in the industry. So overall, he decided that he had the following strengths he could use. He had savings that he could use as capital, and he could borrow in his house for more. He has been in the industry for a long time and people liked dealing with him. He knew a lot of leasing agents who had the leasing work for large CBD properties who might need doing up. He decided he had the following weaknesses he needed to fix. He didn't have a good administrative background. He needed premises to also act as a showroom. As well, he was concerned his employers might attack him for stealing their clients. He also believed the economic boom at that time meant that tenants were changing and upgrading their office premises, giving him a great opportunity to launch at that time. He then identified the following gaps between what he wanted and where he was. Number one, he needed more designers. Number two, he had to find more available carpenters. Number three, he had to find more high-end office furniture suppliers. Number four, he needed an affordable project management system. 5, he'd eventually need a dedicated salesperson. 6, he needed a good bookkeeper admin assistant. 7, he needed to eventually find large enough premises for his team to act as a showroom. He also needed legal advice on his situation with his previous employers, and he had to take advantage of the economic boom right now. Taking each gap, he formulated short-term, medium-term, and long-term strategies. His first was that he had to build up to employ up to 4 other designers in the next 6 years, long term. Over the next 3 years, find 5 more carpenters who could do the work. In the next 6 months, identify and negotiate with 3 more suppliers of high-end office furniture. Immediately find an affordable web-based project management system, but aim to buy the most expensive one later on. In 6 years, advertise for an industry-experienced salesperson. Hire a bookkeeper, personal assistant right now who could keep the books and look after admin. Rent a small office right now, as well as borrow floor space from a builder friend to act as a showroom. He should get legal advice about the situation with his former employers right now. So he looked at his medium and long-term strategies and worked out annual milestones for them, added them to his short-term 1-year strategies, and in addition, he added some financial targets for the first year. So his goals for his first annual business plan were to employ 1 more designer, to find 2 more self-employed carpenters to add to his list, to add 3 high-end office furniture suppliers, to implement an affordable project management system capable of being converted to the expensive one, to hire a bookkeeper personal assistant, to negotiate with a friend to use their premises as a showroom, to find a small office to rent in the CBD, to get legal advice on a possible lawsuit from ex-employers, and to build $450,000 in sales in the first year, pay himself $100,000 and achieve a net profit of 20%. Following on from his medium and long-term strategies, he's able to define more milestones along the way, so he already had other goals for the following 2 years, such as in year 2, find another 2 self-employed carpenters to join the list, to grow sales to $600,000. In year 3, to employ a 3rd designer, to find another self-employed carpenter to join the list and to grow sales to $800,000. He even was able to list in year 4 to purchase the expensive project management system and to convert his current files, to move to larger premises with a showroom attached, and to grow sales to 1 million, and so on. In this way, having first established his long-term vision and the gap between where he was now and that vision, he was able to identify long-term strategies and then break them down into annual milestones which acted as his annual goals in that one strategic direction. From then on, every year he just picked up the thread of where he was in his strategic journey to his long-term vision, and he worked out his next year's annual business plan on a year-by-year basis. If circumstances changed, he may change the timing of some of his goals, but basically they would remain the same goals if he wanted to get to his ultimate vision over time. It's just the timing that would change to meet those changed circumstances. This meant that year by year he was growing his business in the direction and in the way that he wanted to from the very beginning. In turn, this meant that each year he didn't have to consider what to do next. He'd already set up his targets in advance, all of them along the road to his ultimate vision. Also, in turn, this meant that as other potential projects and opportunities came up in the future, he was always able to measure those ideas against his long-term strategies. Now, he could always ask himself, were these new ideas that could get him to his vision faster, or were they merely distractions that he could ignore? This example shows that a small business does need a business plan so that the business can grow in a predictable and deliberate way toward the successful business that the owner started up to achieve. Don't let the opportunity to get organized now slip you by. Before I go, if you like this video, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week.